everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I'm not just Kyros, your Catboy Assassin for Cyberpunk Future, host, singer, and is at your service. And we are here, and we are back for some more Punishing Gray Raven. But yeah, how is everybody today? I hope you're doing well. And hello, Tartogius. I know you're in the chat. So hi, hello. But yeah, we're here and we're back for some more Punishing Gray Raven. And we're here to play some more story. Continue the story as well of Shaper's Ripples. The new main stories. Hi, Tartogius. Welcome. But yeah, we're here. And we're back. Yeah, let's go for real. But yes, we are here. We are back. To continue the story. There we go. But yeah. Let's go indeed, for real. And I'm super excited to continue. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's dive in and continue with 13 Harvest. Let's go. January 1st, 2161. Outside the Inver Hetero Tower, time silently flows through the deep night, surging towards dawn. The force fields sealing this place do not reject the drifting snowflakes from outside, allowing the New Year snow to fall through Constellia. Greta, after long slumber, finally awakens from the stagnant red tide. The precious... God damn it. The precious gain from this venture that ancient in its past is truly worth savoring, and she purses her lips in relish. Oh, by the way, I want to name this tunnel extending from the Hetero Tower the Bridge Across Dreams. Doesn't it sound nice? The Bridge Across Dreams has such a poetic name given to an illegal structure. However, if the keys they carried were similar to what I saw in the Hetero Tower back then, it could indeed alter some of the tower's rules and even create a space of their own. Credo paces back and forth anxiously within the red tide. This could very well be the reason why the Hetero Tower in this world transformed into the Inver Hetero Tower. But no one had the key back then. Did someone help, or was that construct really capable of doing these things? Looking at it now, her previous failure was indeed caused by those Vanguard team members, but how did it manage to return from the fog? As she paces, turning thoughts over in her mind, she arrives at only one possibility. Perhaps he exploited the flaw of the key, allowing the input end held by him to seize the Hetero Tower's core? Could the Hetero Tower have appeared here also because he brought the core over? Credo breaks into a laugh, as if she'd finally figured something out. Interesting. The Vanguard team ended up outsmarting themselves, and the same fate befell Agent Zero. History sure has a knack for repeating itself, doesn't it? The Dominic there vanished when seizing the core, while the Dominic over here disappeared after the burst of the zero-point energy. It's truly like an inescapable closed loop. But why? Why does a gatekeeper exist only before this gate? According to her recovered records, before the construct known as Lee could knock upon this gateway, a gatekeeper blocked his path. Alright. Like a deliberately placed safeguard, the gatekeeper stood as both a warning to those who would trespass beyond the gate, and a guide to those who came prepared for the challenge. Just what is the gatekeeper's true identity? Where would she take those who crossed to those who crossed the gateway? To the deepest gateway? Would she devour them, or perhaps... Don't make me regret this. Damn. Such speculations led nowhere, but she can be certain of one thing. The gatekeeper is not an envoy of the gateway. As for Vonnegut, it turned out that he was one of the Vanguard team members all along. Ah. Just another piece of rotten wood. He was the first to volunteer for what seemed like a certain death, and yet ended up being the last survivor. It's just his behavior remains inscrutable. It's neither fully aligns with Nemo's behavior patterns, nor shows clear traces of anyone's else's influence. What could be the reason for this? What if, like the Red Tide, multiple consciousnesses have merged within? Did Professor Trout tell you what it is he needed you guys to do for him? I think it's got to do with memory data. Lethos told me that memory data is this thing that turns everything in the human brain into data and stores it somewhere else. Some people change their bodies using it. I hope it's something that allows people to change their bodies, though. I really want to see Professor Trout alive again. I mean, oh. The girl's voice resonates in her mind, echoing Kratos' predictable line of speculation. Could this be when the consciousness of Trout merged with that of Nemo? Or Nemo? So Professor Trout is Vonnegut. Okay. Interesting. So Trout and Nemo or Nemo is Vonnegut. Okay. Alright. Given the technological limitations of the Golden Age, could Trout's consciousness really have remained intact? Damn. There could be numerous consciousness fragments of others inside, preventing him from maintaining control according to his original plan. Just like the ship of Theseus. And I'm no different now. Oh wow. She touches the spot on her chest where chaos struck her. Even if she dismantles his body and reassembles it, as long as the Red Tide is used for repairs, Chaos will know there's no escaping this predicament. The Red Tide itself is a jumble of countless consciousnesses and chaotic information. That's why most Hydro creatures display such erratic behaviors. Only a sufficiently stable consciousness can drown out the voices of others and maintain their sense of self. After such a fusion, whose wishes are they really fulfilling? What truly drives them forward? She suddenly feels a sense of estrangement from herself. Oh damn, alright. Is she driven by the duty of Agent Zero and the coldness that should come with her? Or by Kratos' curiosity and her respect for humanity and civilizations? She feels lost in this unfamiliar state of existence. Hello, Celestial! Welcome to the stream! Welcome, welcome! Welcome to chat! Welcome! Hey, Celestial, welcome, welcome. Where, as you can see, we're currently reading this story right now. We just started, actually. We actually just started. Celestial, so yeah. Basically, we're here with Cradle just contemplating her existence right now. Basically. And Vonnegut's existence and how he exists. And a bit of Vonnegut's backstory a bit. Yeah, see Cradle for real, Celestial. We did learn that Vonnegut was one of the original people that went to explore the Hetero Tower core thing. We did discover that he was originally Professor Kilgore Trout. So, you know, he's very much a fusion between the professor that was basically mentor to yes. He's basically like the original guy that dealt with like mind data and stuff. The construct mind data and stuff. Converting people into constructs, really. One of those original guys. Yeah. As explained by Rose. Yeah. She feels lost in this unfamiliar state of existence. What exactly am I now? But yeah, we're currently contemplating our existence. Once again, she recalls Yuko's pointed question. Forget it, who cares anyway? No matter what she is, what she needs to be done now is clear. It's time to stop those trying to approach the rift. Alright. Alright, sure. 9 a.m. After a long night of long talks and rest, you and Lucia sit up from the soft beds in the infirmary. Good morning, Commandant. Lucia gently cups her face, examining it carefully. Are you okay? You look much better now. But why the look on your face? Damn. It's nothing, I just had another incredibly long dream. Again? You're okay. Can you tell me what you dreamed about? It was very long. There's still some time before we head to the underground parking lot. I dreamed about dying in the red tide many times. So many that I can't even tell if they're memories of what already happened or visions of what's yet to come. And one of them, Rose, died too. The red tide gradually swallowed Constellia. It was as if the city had been abandoned by the world, left waiting for help that never came. And so you begin to tell your dream. In this long dream, Constellia remained sealed off for eternity, abandoned and untouched, even as the red tide dissolved every last corpse drowned within. Damn. Ten years later, Lethos, now an ascendant, returned to the city with Vonnegut's help, and found the hairpin hanging from the ceiling. At last he learned the truth. Rose had entered Constellia looking for him. Just 30 minutes too late for their paths to cross. She met her end here. Oh damn. Unable to bear this truth, Lethos took his own life before Rose's remains. His death brought an end to many things before they even began. Damn. And so Ravenge lived on, while the old Grey Raven continued its missions in an unstable state. Until one operation, where his desperate bid for glory drove him to force a night raid, resulting in devastating casualties within the squad and severe damage to Lucia's mind. No longer able to fight, rejected by every squad, Lucia wandered between cities with only her sword for company, until Luna found her and brought her back to their old home, where she now spent her days staring blankly at the sunlight outside. Damn. Wow. What about you then? So that's what theoretically would have happened, huh? She gently wraps her hands around your neck as she moves on to what she cares about more. I missed Grey Raven and instead was assigned to Suzaku. Liv and Lee still joined me, though the squad captain was another construct. Who's that? Have you heard of Emma Copperfield? Oh! Oh! Emma Copperfield. I have. She's the Copperfield's heiress. We saw records of her childhood when we fought that butler mechanoid guarding the Copperfield estate, right? Ah, yeah! Oh yeah, the mansion with Roseblade. Oh, yo, that throwback to like one of the early PGR chapters. Like, I think it was like 2 or 3. Chapter like 2 or 3. Okay. Oh, this is the same girl. Okay. Oh, and I like her design as well. It's very nice. And I believe she also owned, her family also owned that aquarium in chapter 20 across the ruined sea. Pretty sure that was also the an aquarium of the same last name. Okay. Damn, alright. Yes, that's her. Why did you choose her? She was standing in the hallway greeting me with a smile, saying she wanted to become Suzaku's captain. And then, how did the squad perform? Not particularly well. Emma is a sport construct. We failed to notice many problems. In the battle at Puella Forest Park, Liv never came back. She didn't even make it to switch to Imperia. Oh, damn. Jesus. The Red Tide was the same. It appeared out of nowhere, just like how Constellia's barrier was suddenly broken, and before we knew it, Commandant. She calls out in a gentle voice, as if trying to wake you from the lingering shadows of a nightmare. We still have a chance to change things. Yeah, we still have a chance to change things. You raise your head, managing a smile that isn't entirely forced. I recall some things that happened in the Hetero Tower. Okay. Yep. If I were to die in the Red Tide like that, we must bring the key back. Commandant. Contrary to her usual self, she interrupts her in an unfinished sentence, and after a long moment of hesitation, voices a request almost as a whisper. Do not die. Aw. Hand-holding? Hey, that's not PG. Hand-holding is not PG, ma'am. Little miss. Lucia lowers her eyes and places her hands on yours in a firm but tender grip. Yeah, the dream is over now. Yes, and now we've been talking about, and sorry, am I interrupting something? It's fine, go ahead. Okay. After discussing for a while, we went to go with you to the underground parking lot. Well, there are a few reasons. First, we checked out the area, and it seemed pretty safe down there with no major threats or exits to the outside. Second, we're all pretty desperate to find an escape ourselves. The boys and I have been starving for days, and we can't hold out much longer. Third, my men have told me about your capabilities. With you around, there should be nothing much to be afraid of, I suppose. Since you noticed last night that those hetero creatures were targeting us, you must understand this trip to the underground parking lot won't be a walk in the park. True. It's not like we're safe here starving either. Can you guarantee those things won't come after you leave? Besides, if I choose between starving to death or dying in battle, I'd prefer the latter. At least, let us teach those bastards a lesson. I won't rest in peace until I've put a few bullets in them. It'll be very dangerous. Where exactly is safe now? You think those, wherever they are, creatures won't come after us once you're gone? They attacked us before you even showed up. True. Let us come with you. None of us can sit still anymore, and besides, we can take care of ourselves. Hey, Tico. But I also think Lucia has a point. You should stay here. It won't take us long. I wouldn't recommend that either. Here's the deal. I have the access card you wanted from Mona. Either you take all of us with you, or you'll have to kill me to get it. Damn. Mona. Don't give me that look. I shouldn't give the card to anyone, but he said he'd take the blame and serve the time if needed. That's why I gave it to him. Will you come with us? No way, it's too dangerous. I'm getting married next month, and I have 2 cats waiting for me at home. I just need to look after myself and survive no matter what. Alright, sure. Literally thinking of your cats, huh? Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, sure, alright. Excuse me, but nobody asked if you were getting married. Shit, I was half expecting your next excuse to be about a 5-foot fish you caught that's that's still waiting to be claimed at your fish farm. Bruh. Oh, what's wrong with valuing my own life and being sensible? Now everyone's like you a lot, acting like starving dogs ready to bite at anything that moves. Alright, cut it out. If it weren't for those 2 boxes of snacks Moda left here, none of us would have made it this far. So that's that. Listen here, Commandant. From who knows where. Either you take us with you or you're not going anywhere either. Commandant. Whether you split up or stay together, if there's danger anyway. Fine, let's move together. We'll be back. Alright, be careful. Alright. Watch out for those butterflies. Definitely will. Alright, let's go. Gameplay time!
怎么还有死人？
那些蝴蝶在这里也有，下去找出口的时候遇到了。
你可别吓我。
It's indeed because of those butterflies. Ooh, first person!
小心！
Let's keep going. Okay. We're back to first person shooter mode. Let's go! Alright, really? Okay, gotta switch the controls real quick. Because it doesn't want to pick up my controller. Let's go. Let us go. Alright, damn. This is creepy as hell.
灯又怎么了？
You should back first if you don't feel well. Oh, damn.
老山也是，不舒服就回去算了。
小心，别碰它。
He's at a high level of corruption. When did he become corrupted?
能被这样快速感染的只有一种可能，科雷多尔。
Is it possible for those red butterflies to live off humans?
什么？金伤？什么东西啊？蝴蝶飞进我的嘴里，好痛！肚子好痛！
Do we have any serum left? Oh shit, yo. Oh god.
你们，
Uh-huh. Well, damn. Oh god, that ain't creepy at all.
什么在拉我？救命啊！啊！把他们都杀了！
I'll go check it out.
指挥官，我和你一起去。其他人回去吧。
Well, this ain't creepy at all.
伤员可以回去，我们留下。说好了要带我们一起探查这地下有什么名堂。要是你们查到了，就顺着这里逃跑了，谁来管我们？
他说的对，再被关着出不去，我们迟早都得饿死。这里没人想吃人肉，不管你们说啥，我都要跟着。
Well then, those of you who are hurt should head back first.
我不回去，没多大事儿。现在转头落单了，指不准会遇到什么。
对，你说的对，我也不回去了。
Let's move along then.
好吧，你们注意安全。
Oh, the file. Okay, mercenary journal. 6 a.m. December 20th, 27th. Sleep last night. Trapped in the 7 days. No signal. Went off this morning. Noodle and cookies and vending machine are gonna run out and die someday. Grandma can't go back. Grandma often told me I'd be born in a good era. Born in one of the most effective areas during the war. I didn't think science geniuses, politicians, entrepreneur, blessed, but what can I do? My own job. Just like all the other working machines. Nobody. I'm a nobody. Good time is not enough to turn me into some genius or celebrity and put me on an aircraft bound for the galaxy. I'm playing games after work. Doing great time, more than work. Achieve these. Save my mom. Give her pursuing her ideal life. She has a good time. Understand the feeling Grandma said. Having nothing to eat for a day and having a good time and subsistence allowances given the poor are. I'll take a look at my life. Can I survive this? Can I survive this? When I lost sleep, thinking about what I could do to survive and help others. So starved and sleepy that my mind was full of bad ideas. Hard to concentrate. Wired and uptight. Oh, screaming someone says something to me. Need rest, but how can I manage that on this cold floor? Need a good meal to think properly about what to do next. Where can I get that? I see grass in the flower bed. Damn.
上次来的时候还没有这么严重。不，就算回头也会发生一样的事。继续前进吧。
Alrighty, damn, that was grim. Well, yeah, let's keep going. Damn, it's so dark. Oh shit, yo. Probably rats, maybe? Bro, this is like a horror game. Start verification. Initiating verification. Verifying. Oh shit, yo.
够了，我和你们拼了！
这地方越来越诡异了。
Access granted, let's move. Oh
快撤
damn.
退，往后面跑！
Oh god, the butterfly.
蝴蝶呀，飞进我的沙子里了，被包围了，我来拦住他们。
God damn. Okay, there we go. Damn, alright. Oh shit, yo, oh god.
“我检查了一下，这里确实有电梯没有停靠的楼层，就在我们上方，应该是 B7 层到 B8 层之间。这里是安全的，蝴蝶还没有出现。我去找找让电梯停靠在夹层的方法。”摩纳说：“下面应该能调取一个临时密码。”
Alright, be careful. Alright, let's go. Playing as Lucia now. Hey, let's go.
在我们来之
ID
前，
card,
这
alright.
里就发生过屠杀了。他的权限卡也被使用过，是克雷多尔。
Could be Credo, alright. Staff member's journal. Man, did access, I mean, everyone has gotten a new password ID card and then to go get. Hey, stop. Did they have to make it so hard? No. Damn. Huh. Yeah, this is creepy. Oh boy. Oh, fun! Hey, let's go. Give permission. Hey!
指挥官，我已顺利激活了通信权限。临时密码是973654。
973
这个数字一定要记住。
654. The elevator is here. Let's go.
我这就来。
Oh, damn. That ain't good. Hey, nice. Ooh, nice. Cleared it. Dope. But yeah, okay. Damn. Alright, alright. Okay, then. But yeah, that note, last note was pretty interesting. I liked it. Seems to be very much building up again. Now that we're... Still seems to be building. It was very interesting to see also what the alternate reality would have been had the things happened previously. What would have happened to the rest of the timeline, at least. Or other timelines, at least. Like, aka Lethos dying when he finds Rose dead. You know, it's very interesting to think of the possibilities there. But yeah. Let's keep trucking along. Why do you transform into a butterfly? Alright. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you, Celestia. Welcome back. But yeah. We're currently back in the underground. It was again, as I said, it was very interesting to see the changes in timelines. How the timeline changed. If we had died and had Lethos died, but yeah. A massive crimson tide suddenly erupts on the dark passage, smashing through the walls in its path like a raging torrent. Damn. Hey, welcome back to the stream, Fuzzy. Welcome to the stream, Fuzzy. Everyone watches anxiously as Lucia finally steps onto the elevator. The pale light casts an eerie glow on the flustered faces, while the roaring tide relentlessly chases you from beneath the ascending elevator. What do we do now? Don't tell me this thing's gonna flood the streets too. Let's get back to the surface first and assess the situation. Why didn't you tell us about all this? Tell us about this earlier. Even the emergency stairs in this damn place have collapsed. Damn. She warned us about it long ago, but we didn't listen. Should we try the hidden floor? The red tide surges up from below once again. It smashed, sending out ear-splitting sounds of destruction. The ascending elevator shudders from the impact and slowly grinds to a halt. Its doors open to reveal an unfamiliar floor. Damn. So this is the hidden floor? Let's hide here for now. Before anyone can step out of the elevator into the dim tunnel ahead, a thunderous roar akin to a bursting dam erupts from around the corner. But yeah, welcome back, Fuzzy. Welcome to the stream. The tunnel buckles on their way and collapses in an instant. its scattered debris instantly swallowed by the surging red tide. Oh, damn. Move back! Lucia slams her fist on a button. As the elevator doors slowly close, the light from within reveals the barely concealed anxiety on Lucia's face. In the next moment, the entire elevator shakes violently as the tide envelops it from all sides. Only one step away. You got the password, and the rift of the Inverheader Tower is right there in front of you. You're just one step away from entering it, one step away from returning to the Inverheader Tower, one step away from the path that leads home. Yet this single step might as well be an eternity, with the insurmountable torrent of the red tide separating you and the destination. Damn. What are you supposed to do? How can you possibly get past the red tide flooding the entire tunnel? Looking up at Lucia, her expression mirrors your own gravity. Ever since witnessing those deaths, she really finds moments of peace. We're almost to the surface. Let's get out of here first. We at least have the password. You can discuss everything else once we're safe. Damn. Alright. Suddenly, a violent impact strikes the bottom of the elevator. The elevator doors distort under the relentless water pressure, emitting a piercing screech as the metal tears apart. Then crimson droplets trickle through the crevices of the elevator, gradually converging into a slender stream. The red tide is flooding into the elevator. The tidal creatures are attacking from below the elevator. Oh, damn. Before those words can even settle, another fierce impact strikes the elevator, hurling the humans over, barely regain their footing into a tumultuous tumble once again. Multiple fractures have quietly emerged around unnoticed, and the oozing crimson fluid effortlessly shatters what little sense of safety they clung to. Like prey surrounded on all fronts, the survivors in the elevator huddle tightly together at its center. Lucia. Got it, let's leave through the top. Lucia hands over her pyro katana before lifting you up. The relentless strikes of the metal creatures have already exhausted the elevator's stability. The opening at the top gradually widens as you pry it with the blade. Fuck, hurry up, do you need a hand? The red tide continues to surge through the bottom cracks while the omega core of the pyroath flame operates at full power, repelling the encroaching hostility. The pyro katana emits flames, and melting through the last stubborn welds. A powerful strike from its hilt warps the metal sheet, creating an opening large enough for one person to pass through. Damn. Through the breach awaits a shadowy passage, illuminated dimly by the distant glow of the top floor. Damn. Lucia, check for any activities above. The signals are all gathering below, but we're close to the surface here. The butterflies might fly up. We can kill those things without breaking a sweat. Damn, bro seems very overconfident. Man seems very overconfident for what's happening. Get up there first. The red tide will eat you through your legs if you stay on it. The two mercenaries grabbed your outstretched hand, one after another, climbing onto the top of the elevator. After climbing up, Chico turns around and reaches down through the opening to offer you her hand. Your turn now. Looking down after climbing up to the top, the chilling realization dawns upon you. The red tide has risen past Lucia's calves. Oh shit. Emerging out of nowhere, a hetero creature suddenly lunges at the constructs who's able to escape. The floating blade intercepts the attack meant for Lucia, the dissipating red glow reflecting in her eyes as she glares at the enemy. Ooh, yo, this art, okay. Damn, alright. Oh, and the reflection up top. Oh, yo, damn, that's... wow. Commander, go up with them first. I'll hold these enemies back. Yeah, agreed, Celestial. It is very nice. Alright, but don't take too long. Naturally. You shift your gaze from the battle below to the faces of the three people around you. The mercenaries have already confirmed the steel cable's durability. Do your gloves have enough grip? Chico reaches out her hand. Of course. You go first. I'll cover the rear and keep the hetero creatures from climbing up. The mercenaries exchange a glance and then nod to you. I'll leave it to you, son. The mercenary seizes the steel cable, swiftly ascending with newfound vigor, propelled by the glimmer of hope on the horizon. And then comes Chico. Need a hand? It's fine, I've got you up front, and Lucia's watching her back. Alright. She grips the steel cable firmly and climbs higher. Below, another wave of muffled crashes ripples through the metal plating, causing the elevator beneath to shake uncontrollably. Crimson waves surge through the crevices as the glint of platinum hue flashes in the periphery of your sight. Look up, the silhouettes of the three have already vanished into the radiant light of hope above. They must have reached the surface. Time to climb up. The steel cable holds firm. Each upward pull brings you one step closer to hope. Alright. Another violent tremor rocks the elevator, the vibrations coursing straight through your palms. Lucia. It'll be okay. She definitely can handle it. Yeah, true. Alright. Damn. Upward. A viscous liquid clings to your hands, impeding your ascent. More. A putrid stench assaults your nostrils. Keep going. Light from the exit finally floods your vision, and then... a familiar figure crouches at the edge, level with your position. She rests her chin on one hand, batting her innocent-looking eyes as she waves at you, just as you emerge from your ascent up the elevator shaft. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, hello there, Grey Raven Commandant. Cradle. The radiant light reveals not only the girl's figure, but also the lifeless body lying by her feet. Chico's eyes remain wide open in death, fixedly gazing upward. Oh shit, yo? When did you... I'm wondering how I managed to hide myself? I was in the Red Tide all along. How could Lucia possibly find someone made of the Red Tide within the Red Tide itself? Lucia... Before her name could leave your lips, an excruciating pain tears through your body. Oh shit. Blood splatters into your eyes, painting your entire vision crimson. How many more deaths must you endure before returning to your own time? How many more failures must you face before finding the way to take that final step? No, perhaps there's no chance left. The key is almost depleted. This end, roughly weaved, is filled with desperation and reckless failure. You were just one step away from returning to the Hedo Tower, so close to making it. Oh damn. Lucia. At least this time. Don't look at me. Those unheard words, along with the broken body, plummeted down the elevator shaft behind. Something rocks the elevator cab from the top, and a wave of weightlessness washes over Lucia like rising bubbles. Oh damn. Drip drop. A single droplet of crimson falls from above, only to be followed by more blood. Damn, that's dark, dude. That art as well. Damn, that was dark. Oh shit, this is fucked. Wow. Lucia's motions gradually still as she gazes upward at the crimson trails cascading down, the very shade that sears through her heart. She knows exactly what it is. She knows where the blood is coming from. She doesn't even need to look to know the condition that body must be in to shed so much blood in such a short time. Everything now resembles the mirrored walls of the elevator, a boundless and inescapable cycle. Damn. Far too many times has it occurred, a person and a heart relentlessly torn apart. Oh damn. Believing they seek hope within the loops, convinced they are just one step away, yet death time and time again has been all that awaits them both. Shit. Her hands fall limply to her sides. Hedo creatures that have been relentlessly pursuing them now vanish into the red tide, as if their mission is complete. Damn. Back then, while chasing after Liv in the church, she had asked herself the same questions. Was her life nothing but a dead end? Why did all these tragedies keep repeating themselves? Just a step distant, a fleeting instant out of sight, barely a minute away. The red tide swirling between her calves surges with her despair, poised to consume her whole. Commandant. Something inherently wrong that has long dwelt within her heart now festers freely, exuding the stench of decay. Next time, she will never let go of those hands. Damn. Next time, she will never let that person out of her sight. Next time, even if it means tearing herself apart. Oh shit. A faint cracking sound interrupts her tumultuous thoughts. The key. Her last hope lies cracked in her hands, giving her no response. Everything unfolds just as she predicted. Time refuses to rewind. No miracle occurs. She is left with no chance. Oh damn. The elevator lights suddenly die out, leaving only one last brilliant arc of light. And then the red tide surges forth, consuming everything in its path. Damn. By afternoon, the setting sun casts a warm glow over the tranquil golden time court of Constellia, restoring a semblance of peace to the surroundings. In the underground parking lot, the echo of deliberate footsteps reverberates. A figure draws near, their gait uneven as they limp forward, aided by the wooden stick. Damn. Cradle. It's been a while. She looks at Yuko's legs, now festering from the infection. Would you like my help? Though I can only slow down the infection spread. Where's everyone else? Her icy question reverberates through the empty parking lot, striking Cradle's eardrums along with its haunting echoes. Damn. The girl simply blinks, pointing at the elevator behind her. Are they still alive? Alive in the red tide. So this is what you meant by protection. Is this also how you treated your creator, the Curse Queller? Cradle finds herself at a loss for words, startled to realize that her memories of the creator have begun to fade. Yeah, for laughing for... Yeah, fuzzy. You told me about your birth, how you firmly believed your mission was to silence the sound of the tide and guide that creator. You said he witnessed their choice and his will brought about your birth, giving you both form and life. After their death, you said you would carry on the creator's will not to harm others. You also said that you approached me because I too am a creator. Then what exactly are you doing now? Are you truly following that creator's will, or perhaps you're doing it for my wishes? Tell me, what exactly are you? Once more, she poses that question, the very same one she asked Cradle when she first saw the festering corpses. Are you the Ancient Zero you keep talking about, the guardian from the story, or are you still Cradle? Yuko forces her weakened legs to move, staggering toward Cradle with each trembling step. Let me ask you one final question. Tell me, is Chico still alive? Despite already knowing the truth, Yuko still clings to a desperate illusory hope as she utters these words. Such foolishness. It reminds Cradle of all those worthless stories Yuko used to tell. Mere memories that hold no significance. You promised me that if I found my sister, you'd give me a chance to help her. That's my deepest wish. You told me to lead those people to capture chaos, and I did it. You told me to persuade Barley, and I did that too. I even went as far as to incite those mercenaries. So everything I did only ended up getting Chico killed? In that moment of silence, Yuko finds her answer in Cradle's eyes. So this is my fault. I've always been a loser, nothing but failure. Damn. An objective assessment. I've always wanted to do something for Chico. I was thinking of ways to repay her years of care. Always trying to become someone useful to her. Damn. Damn, so she's now figuring it out. Now figuring out that she was the cause of all this. Damn. This must be a real revelation, huh? But in the end, the harder I tried to help her, the more I wanted to prove my worth to her, the more it became nothing but a burden. Indeed it is. But if that's the case, there's something Cradle cannot comprehend. You've already labeled yourself as nothing but rotten wood, calling yourself that repeatedly. So why do you cling to life so desperately, still persisting in these futile efforts? For I'm but rotten wood, yet I refuse to simply rot. You wonder why I cling to life so desperately? It's because I can't accept this fate. I refuse to die a worthless death. That's why I'm still alive, still fighting, still searching for a way to change. I never wanted to die before I could repay Chico for all she did for me, but you killed her. Damn. The gun hidden in Yuko's hand is now raised high. Kratos thought she would never have the courage to draw it. Damn. How could you do this? You promised me. Kratos finds herself unable to answer. Torn between the consciousness within her, Agent Zero loudly dismisses the question as trivial. While Kratos is adrift in a fog of hazy memories, devoid of purpose and clarity. Yeah, agreed. Honestly, fair enough, Fuzzy. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Fuzzy. Yeah, and whoa for real, Celestial. One moment she seems to be following her destined mission and original will. The next she feels as if awakening from her long dream, only to discover she has committed unforgivable sins. She's meant to devour civilization whole, yet she finds joy in humanity's unyielding will. She wants to support them, to witness their journey, to honor them. Which side is truly wrong? I'm going to kill you for everyone you murdered. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, Celestial. It is very interesting to see this side of her for real. Agreed. Kratos watches as this human body, covered in festering wounds, channels her hatred into a throat-rending roar, her last defiant cry harmonizing with the resonant bark of her gun. Oh, damn. Her vision splits into two planes, accompanied by an ear-piercing ringing as relentless as the chirping of summer cicadas. Oh, damn. Friend or mere rotten wood? Which one is correct? Who cares? Damn. The scythe thrusts through Yuko's back, its blade halting mere inches from Agent Zero's front. The weapon woven from the red tide surely dissipates back into the surging tide as Yuko, on death's door, falls forward onto Agent Zero's shoulder. Damn. Her remaining willpower keeps her eyes open, but her hands, drained of strength, can no longer grasp onto anything. Jesus. The gun drops into the red tide, and with it, her will fades away. The lifeless body rests in Agent Zero's arms, as if two long-estranged friends sharing one embrace. A hollow emptiness washes over the girl's awareness, as though a part of her very being has been carved away. Sensing Yuko's fading warmth beneath her touch, she listens to the last tremor of that shattered heart. Damn. It no longer matters. What comes next will not conflict with Agent Zero's mission. And so she acquiesces. It permits the essence of Kratos within her to awaken, her eyes fluttering open in tandem with that heart's last throbs. Let's go, Yuko. Oh, damn. Cradling the body in her arms, she whispers softly as she walks deeper into the darkness. I'll make your wish come true. The girl opens the elevator door while holding her friend in her arms. The churning red tide still surges within the elevator shaft, resembling a silent crimson coffin. Damn. You'll become one with the red tide. Become a part of each other. Damn. As she plummets, the rushing wind snatches her whispers, reducing them to faint and almost inaudible murmurs. Damn. No need to worry about your flaws anymore. The girl falls onto tiny cresting waves, landing in the boundless sea of crimson. She raises her forearm, then flips her palm. Damn. From the depths of the red tide, where Yuko and Chico dissolved, a butterfly emerges, landing silently on Kratos' fingertip. Damn. If you still hate me after this, then I shall give you a chance to hurt me. Damn. Then, deepening night, she closes her eyes and swallows the butterfly from her fingertip. Damn. Wow. What an end to her. Jeez. Yeah, wow for real, Celestial. Damn. God damn, okay. Just, yeah, wow. That was a that was such a dark end, man. Wow. But yeah, man, wow. But yeah, let's keep going. Lost in an endless dream. Let's go. Before it all unfolds, here is the secret that Lucia would keep forever hidden. Forever hidden. Oh, lie. Ooh. In the truth, the moment she entered Constellia, her pyroath frame received messages from the future. In those glimpses, she saw 9 different endings that would unfold after leaving Constellia. Oh, damn. That was why she remained so quiet all along, deliberately avoided deep mind connection, and constantly checked on the commandant's well-being through physical touch. The future. At first, she refused to yield to those messages from the future. After meticulous analysis and careful contemplation, Lucia believed that if she could return to her original era before the Inverhedo Tower's complete collapse, none of those 9 futures would come to pass. The Agent Zero staunchly opposed this notion. Much like the 74-time rewinds within the tower, looming disasters and shadows persistently entangled them both. Damn. Sometimes it was an overwhelming tide of hetero creatures surging from all directions. Sometimes it was seemingly harmless traps that enticed them to investigate, only to suddenly spring into action without warning. Open terrain tended to shift and transform into mazes. And those mazes would suddenly collapse, with deadly ambushes from all sides. Damn. It's as if the tower possessed its own consciousness, actively rejecting all intruders. The only moment of peace came when they approached the Inverhedo Tower's core. Only under that blue radiance would Agent Zero's schemes be momentarily subdued. Agent Zero. With Agent Zero's relentless presence and watchful eye fixated on Lucia, exploring the tower felt like entering a magic house where its master could alter everything at will, making progress utterly impossible. Damn. Even after they left the tower, this curse-like shadow has lingered, inexorably pushing her towards those 9 endings. In the first ending, she loses the ability to rewind time and falls victim to Agent Zero. A year subsequent to Constellia succumbing to the Red Tide, the outer layer is breached, and the world is ultimately consumed by the Red Tide. In the second ending, chaos takes her place when she is able to rewind time again, taking away her commandant, and what happens after remains unknown. In the third ending, she gives up on rewinding time and returns to Babylonia with all the intelligence and samples from the Inverhedo Tower. However, she's continuously bombarded by chaotic information from various timelines and unknown corruption, ultimately dying the moment she returns to the Inverhedo Tower. Damn. In the fourth ending, when Vana gets temporary aid, she rewinds time to save the commandant. However, Agent Zero seizes the Hetero Tower's core during the battle, leaving nothing but a field of corpses drowning in blood, devoid of any survivors. In the fifth ending, when Vana gets temporary aid, she rewinds time to save the commandant, manages to melt down the Hetero Tower's core before Agent Zero can destroy everything. However, you as the commandant choose to merge with Chaos to compensate for the consequences of the core's removal. In her attempt to stop this, Lucia is hurled into the rift by Vonnegut, and what happens after remains unknown. The sixth ending begins the same, but Agent Zero then finds an opportunity to strike back, dragging everyone into the rift before causing the Hetero Tower to collapse. What happens after remains unknown. In the seventh ending, after the core's meltdown, Lucia seems to spend endless years beside the rift of the Hetero Tower, until she finally collapses from exhaustion, dying alone before the rift. In the eighth ending, Lucia holds her ground before the rift of the Hetero Tower until the very end, only to be blocked by Vonnegut on her way back. Exhausted by the endless battle, she can no longer fight back and dies outside the Hetero Tower. In the ninth ending, she holds on until the final moment, allowing you to safely escape the Hetero Tower with the sea's core. She bears every possible burden until her body, enveloped by the fog, crumbles into nothingness. What happens after remains unknown. Damn. Across these 9 endings, the world's destiny undulates, intricately entwined with that of the commandant. Yet for her alone, there exists not even a glimmer of hope for her survival. She refused to surrender to those prophetic visions, but here she is, pushed by an invisible force, standing at the crossroads of fate. Should she forcibly rewind time now? None of those cryptic visions reveal a clear path forward. So the road to those fragmented glimpses of tomorrow still needs to be discovered step by step. Alright. Damn. Is there really no other way? Damn. She stands alone before the rift, the place she and the commander promised to reach together. Her hands clutches the nearly shattered, unresponsive key as despair and rage threaten to consume her heart. Damn. She cannot fall here. She cannot give up now. Among those 9 endings, only one path hints at a possible solution to save you without destroying the core. Okay. I need to take all the data back to original era first. But there she still has Babylonia, the other members of Grey Raven, the Science Council, and Gestalt. With everyone's strength gathered, she will find a way to change things, find a solution, even if it still means her inevitable death. Damn, alright. I won't give up, even if I have to break the very time that binds us. I will never give up. Damn, alright. Aw. Crossing the rift, she steps once more onto this unfinished path home. Over the rifts where the red tide gathers. Avoiding the anomalies born from the Hetero Tower's collapse. Past one location after another, each etched with memories of death and suffering, until the exit, once just within reach, finally appears once more. I'll be back for you soon, Commandant. Aw. However, at the very moment of crossing the exit, of leaving the end of her Hetero Tower, the world that slowly unfolds before our eyes is nothing but an unfamiliar wasteland. Flowing lines trace the streets and alleys. Voids fill where the light and shadows should be, as the faded scenery is now turned into withered paper. Standing before this incomprehensible scene, she's momentarily adrift, losing all sense of direction. Oh damn. What is this place? A space beyond Earth, a fog Vonnegut mentioned, a far too distant future? Or perhaps this is the present shaped by the red tide within Constellia. Oh. Her grief-stricken heart plunges into the abyss once again. Hello? She calls out, but her voice is drowned out by the unknown, not even reaching her own ears. She attempts to propel herself to leap over this bizarre scenery, but her flame, like the key itself, remains unresponsive. In this stagnant landscape of unsolvable mystery, she takes but a single step forward, and her fingers begin to turn pale. Another step, and her forearms dissolve into lines matching the scenery. Oh, damn. This is a world devoured by silence, devoid of any living being or energy. As if the third dimension itself has been stripped away, leaving nothing but a desolate blank page. Oh? In this endless expanse of nothingness, only the Hetero Tower behind her remains unaffected. She gazes once again at the crack-covered key in her hand, recalling the intelligence discovered in the Denver Hetero Tower in those 9 futures. Too much time has been spent in Constellia. That quick and stable ending, once within such easy reach, is now forever closed off. Perhaps only one path remains now, one that could save you and prevent the world from falling to doom. Into doom. Oh damn, alright. The 9th ending. It will be a relentless struggle, fraught with uncertainty, each step laden with the risk of dragging all into the unfathomable abyss. Even though she has steeled herself to bear the consequences alone, the lingering uncertainties and their hidden dangers still weigh heavily on her mind. But I can't wait any longer. Lucia tightens her grip on her sword's hilt and turns around once more. And so she returns to the Denver Hetero Tower. Damn. Okay. After another grueling journey, she once again finds the agent standing near the blue core at its center. Her relentless fury is unleashed into a fierce battle, where Lucia seizes Vonnegut's precious key and holds her blade against her throat. Oh damn. As you said, it's time to put an end to this far too long entanglement. She must obtain the time-reminding item from Vonnegut. Before that, Lucia needs to use this opportunity to extract some information. I'm not the one who killed the Commandant. You are one of them. She forces out a near-mocking sneer, directed at all those trapped in their predicament, herself included. Your plan all along was to have Cradle and me slaughter each other. You wanted to use this to separate me from Commandant so you could carry out your plans without my interference. You're not interfering with my time rewinding. It was all just to keep the Commandant alive long enough to prepare for fusion so you can merge Commandant with Chaos. Damn. Her unquenchable grief and rage guided her trembling blade into Chaos's neck, leaving a deep wound. Damn. What exactly did you do to the world outside? What did you tell Commandant? Why would Commandant suddenly ask me to help you? If you're referring to those rifts in the red tide outside, those are exactly what I'm trying to prevent. No, I'm not talking about the world outside. Why is there nothing left but blank spaces and lines now? What did you say? You don't know? Yeah, I agree. This is not what I was expected for real, Celestial. You don't know? There's no sign of life out there anymore. Not even scenery. Everything visible has been reduced to just outlines. The Denver Hetero Tower's collapse is more severe than I estimated. Explain yourself. The blade sinks several meters deeper, with each furious grind of her teeth. The red tide flows out from the wound like blood, only to dissolve under the influence of the Omega Core. The Denver Hetero Tower's collapse has caused massive displacements of its exits, even transporting you to another future, one frozen at the brink of doom. Another future? Indeed, initially, only the bridge was connected to that future. With Agent Zero's continued influence over the Hetero Tower, it would be effortless for her to steer you away from your desired destination. Don't concern yourself too much with it. That future isn't yours to deal with. Damn. All you need to know is the root cause of these problems lies in both the collapse of the Denver Hetero Tower and Agent Zero, namely Cradle. Cradle must destroy the Denver Hetero Tower to counter the rewritten core. That's the exact reason I am remaining here. To to prevent Kratos from taking further actions. You must have already noticed two things: my hostile relationship with her, and how the Hetero Tower's exits lead to the wrong timelines. Damn. Damn, okay. Lucia's indeed noticed them long ago. At the final destination within the Inverhetto Tower lied the convergence of rifts and the red tide. Looks like this is the node you discovered earlier. Alright, I'll start gathering the data. Just lean forward, using pyroath's power to transfer the data, absorbed from the punishing, through the Omega Core into the drone, reconstructing it as the holographic projection. Damn, alright. Hello there. Just as I thought, it's them. When you escaped through that exit, did you reach the correct time? The doll, bound within the egg-like chamber, responded only with silence. Do you still think that was also my doing? I have but one goal, to make you become Agent Zero. As long as Agent Zero doesn't steal your will, you're free to use your obtained authority however you wish. Damn. Vonnegut's projected figure knelt by the red tide where the rifts converge, tossing fragments of unknown composition into its depths. We'll establish a new interface point here. Though the corruption process will be lengthy, it's stable and secure enough. If this method fails, we'll have no choice but to take the riskier path. Damn. The more she uses the red tide, the more easily she'll consume this information, making the chains of humanity bind her further. When her attention is diverted by trivial matters and insignificant desires, the destruction of the Inverhetto Tower will slow down as well. Alright. Besides those messages sent to the past, most of what we found points to this. Vonnegut is interfering with the red tide. Maybe he's trying to stall Agent Zero? When he mentioned taking the riskier path, could he be referring to having you merge with that humanoid Hetero creature? Maybe, but there's something else that bothers me more. What do you mean by reach the correct time? Could he be talking about sending messages to other times, or the time one ends up after leaving the tower? There's a record we found earlier where Vonnegut said before the core, if the Inverhetto Tower continues to get destroyed like this, the times it can interfere with will become chaotic. Damn. It's possible if that's the case, it'll affect us as well. Should we head back? Should we head back first? Yeah, whether it's running tests or gathering data, we've been in the Inverhetto Tower long enough. Let's record this information and take more samples of the red tide. We still don't know what exactly he tossed in here. It couldn't just be salt, right? Alright. As the two of you work together on another round of searching and precise sampling, the key in the human's hand suddenly begins to vibrate violently. Oh? The key vibrates with such intensity that it becomes impossible to hold, falling into the red tide and sending crimson droplets splashing into the air. Oh, damn. Countless crimson threads emerge from it, wrapping around the key like a cocoon. Lucia dashes forward, using pyroath immunity to punishing to retrieve the key now saturated with a potent dose of the punishing virus. Okay. Looks like the key has absorbed some kind of information. With a humming sound, the key finished absorbing the crimson threads and returned to its quiet state. Let's connect the key to the terminal and see what happens. Alright. Garbled text? It might be a more complex punishing language beyond the terminal's interpretation capabilities. Let's bring it back and save the headache for Asimov to deal with. Alright. Damn. Oh, and you should keep holding on to the key from here on. Something so important is safer in your hands. Alright. Damn. I found out you've been using the red tide to corrupt Cradle, so why do you still want the commandant to merge with Chaos? It's too late. The Inverhedero Tower is being destroyed at an alarming rate. It seems not everything goes according to your plans after all. There have always been many things that don't go my way. I've simply made it seem like they never happened through time rewind. But I did notice the existence of the fruit at the place where I first found Commandant, and in fact, it's proven effective. Cradle can no longer submerge all of Constellia. However, you still haven't given up on your plan to merge Commandant with Chaos, nor have you killed Cradle. What exactly are you still hesitating about? Damn. You found numerous clashes with Agent Zero's vessels. You must have noticed that she cannot be killed within the tower's bounds. However, her vessel, Cradle, has a weakness. Vonnegut turns to look at the blue core behind him. It's right here. She will die if she comes near the blue core. But you never followed through. You've been holding back all this time. I even had a suspicion that when you pushed me, Commandant, and her out of the Inverhedero Tower is more by protecting her than whatever excuse you gave about showing us something in the fog. Constellia, it'd be easier to detect each other's positions to see exactly what she's doing. Most importantly, Agent Zero won't vanish even if her vessel dies. To put it simply, Agent Zero is like a commandant of Babylonia. It's a position of authority on office, currently held by Cradle. Okay, damn. If the current holder dies, the position will be transferred to the next vessel capable of bearing the duty. In this competition, Chaos's condition lacks the strength necessary to excel. It is unlikely that she'll be the next vessel to hold Agent Zero. Should this position be assumed by an unfamiliar entity unfavorable to both humanity and myself, and given what we have explored all viable options here, the future of this world become just like that of the other world you've witnessed. That world stripped of everything. Like the world shown in the messages from the future, one without the Commandant or a single trace of humanity. Damn. Even if we can't find a more suitable vessel than the incomplete Chaos to assume Agent Zero's role, we end up leaving everything to her. Her consciousness will struggle to cope. Gradually she would lose herself, becoming just like the current Cradle, whose every action serves only Agent Zero's mission. That's why I need that Commandant's own consciousness to complete her. So because her hetero creature isn't good enough, you're going to take Commandant's life to complete hers? Damn, that's morbid. This, above all else, is something Lucia can never accept. This is to prevent the catastrophe that Agent Zero would bring. What really happened back then? Did Commander decide to help you because you gave the same explanation? That person only agreed to help after seeing how the Inverhedro Tower's destruction led to a reality even more brutal than the fate of Constellia. But you wouldn't believe that either, would you? Vonnegut turns to Chaos, who's witnessed everything from the beginning. Both you and Luna are agents. Why can't either of you take Agent Zero's place? If humans didn't really release the contaminating mimetic, Luna might still achieve that through destruction. The current Luna, however, not only cannot take Agent Zero's place, but is also barred from entering the tower altogether. The entry rules have been changed. Agent Zero's whereabouts remain unknown. Could she be connected to the Inverhedro Tower's anomalies? I tried to return to the past to give her a hint, asking her to destroy part of Gestalt before everything began to prevent Agent Zero from showing up entirely. But that would only drag her into a conflict with Babylonia. I presume you made comparable attempts within the tower. None provided successful, and eventually you had to take the same action as I did, halting the transmission of messages. Damn, alright. Commander mentioned you appeared before Luna went to the Inverhedro Tower. What was that about? Lithos told me you left. Yet here you are. What's the matter? Forgot something? I sure do. When Vonnegut appeared that day, he seemed deep in thought, as if he had already begun to act before finishing his contemplation. You forgot something, or was it about the information from the Inverhedro Tower? Both are correct. Vonnegut looks at Chaos, her consciousness still too frail to be used, leaving unsaid what or whom he had forgotten. Oh damn. After entering the Inverhedro Tower, I've spent far more time here than you. During this time, I've been trying to prevent Agent Zero from inciting uncontrollable turmoil further, while also attempting to persuade an uncooperative Chaos. Unfortunately, my efforts have yielded little fruit. Damn. You've all seen the consequences of these events. The Hedera Zone has begun to expand rapidly. And now you claim you're trying to prevent a catastrophe? What I'm trying to prevent is things becoming uncontrollable. Hey! Vonnegut emphasizes the final word with a particular weight. I won't deny my actions the problems I've caused. Nor will I justify the deaths and chaos necessary sacrifices to prevent a greater catastrophe. I have my own vision of the future, my own personal desires, and on the path to that future, those uncontrollable things stand as my obstacle. What exactly is your vision? I wish to manipulate time without the Hedera Tower's constraints. With greater freedom for this, Chaos must take over Agent Zero's power and help me pass through the gateway completely. Meanwhile, I cannot allow Agent Zero to fulfill her mission. She will bring the problems from that other future, the world he visited, right here. While I have the resources to extricate myself from the repercussions of her complex mission. I absolutely refuse to permit her triumph. Regard this as a personal vendetta between Agent Zero and myself. Hey, thanks for the redeem, Fuzzy. Appreciate the redeem. Hydrating now. And we're now stretching. Done. done. For these two purposes, I've been screening, experimenting, and searching to create someone capable of assuming Agent Zero's position, aiding me in thwarting her mission's fulfillment. Is this explanation clear enough for you, Lucia? Release Chaos and make a deal with me instead. There's still too many unresolved issues in this tower. So that's it, she's found it. At this moment, these words from Vonnegut mark the turning point leading to the 9th ending. If she can obtain from Vonnegut an item that allows her to rewind time again, there may be a chance to ensure the commandant's safety. If fortune smiles upon her and everything goes as planned, every second during the long-standing struggle can be dedicated to where it truly counts. Then she can finally fulfill her wish to protect everything and everyone she holds dear, and when the time comes, face death without regret. Having Chaos become Agent Zero is no way to resolve the catastrophe. I harbor no desire to witness the death of that commander either. Okay. I'd have read that. As for you, even if you kill both Chaos and me here, it won't solve anything. Without assistance, you won't even be able to navigate back to your own time. And your leverage is? In response to Lucia's deliberate question, the agent in black produces a peculiar-looking terminal. Your key is unused. Well, because it has lost its operating energy, but the mega core in your frame, it originates from the same source as Chaos. Of this, I'm absolutely certain. Connect your frame to this terminal, and the key will become operational again. Lucia responds with her silence, waiting for the ancient before her to reveal the price of using it. It will severely stain your frame, and the first use won't be fatal. Repeated usage will eventually exceed your limits. This is your real intention, isn't it? You've always wanted me to die first in those clashes so you could take command away alone, but never went as you wished. Vonnegut remains non-committal. Do you have any other choices? With her blade at Chaos's throat, she approaches Vonnegut step by step, only taking the terminal from his hand does she release Chaos. Chaos, help her return to the original time and location. Performing a direct time rewind here will only increase the deviation. Before I leave, I have one last question for you. Vonnegut, your explanations have been emphasizing the catastrophe brought by Cradle and Chaos's crucial role in subduing and replacing her. You've never mentioned your part. Your part. What role are you playing? A spectator or benefit reaper? What part do you really play in rewriting these disasters? Are you going to end up the same place again, Lucia? You ended up the same place again, Lucia. Her memories came rushing back to that fruitless battle. Oh, yo, the animated fight, okay. Those countless returns to the beginning and relentless attrition, she finally forced Vonnegut to deploy abilities beyond his force field. Killing me won't change anything, it will only reduce the assistance you can receive in the present. Indeed, killing you won't change anything until Agent Zero is dealt with. The commander has made a decision. You should accept the outcome as it is. But remember everything that's happened along the way. I know your guidance is filled with deception. The sacrifices you demand won't solve everything. In that case, I look forward to seeing you find a more perfect answer for those you care about. Yeah, that part, yeah. Yeah, Celestial. I will, and when that time comes, no, as soon as Agent Zero is dead, I'm coming to kill you. I'm coming to kill you. Damn, alright. Damn, okay. Okay then. Things are definitely getting spicy. Yes, yes it is, Celestial. Indeed it is. Yeah, true. Definitely makes more sense to me now too, as well, Celestial. Definitely makes more sense to me as well. But yeah, just great stuff all around so far. Yeah, true, fair. Yeah, I do, yeah, agreed. I do wonder how many times she has to go through it again. True. Yeah. Yeah, she is in that loop. Yeah, they're both, all of them seem to be like in a closed time loop, it seems like. Yeah, like a closed time loop, yeah. But, yeah, with that said, let's keep going. Death loop. Let's go. Awakening from a blinding light, Lucia finds herself back in the underground tunnel of Constellia. Alright. Nearby, the petite doll is intently operating a device almost as tall as herself. What are you doing? She silently points at the force field at the room's edge, beyond which numerous hetero creatures roam. Okay. Is this device generating the force field? Wasn't it something Vonnegut created? The doll shakes her head, then nods. What do you mean? Are you trying to say not just that? She nods, keeping her head down in silence. Is this a contingency measure? She nods again. Can't you just speak? This is frustrating. Lucia can't hide the irritation between her brows. BPL-01, except for matters concerning your command, and I have nothing to say to you. At the mention of the frame number she shares with Alpha, Lucia lets out a cold, derisive laugh. Fine, then tell me. Oh, Chaos finally speaks! Lucia tightens her grip on her pyro katana and takes a menacing step toward the hetero creature's fragile figure. What actually happened that time? Why did Commandant come back to the Inver Hetero Tower with you and order me to assist Vonnegut? She must gather as much intelligence as possible, eliminating any potential oversights. The doll slightly raises her head, her lifeless eyes staring ahead. Vonnegut looked at you when he mentioned it. Tell me. Cradle took that person out of the Hetero Tower. After that, it was similar to Constellia's situation. After the Inverhedro Tower appeared again, many rifts showed up across the world. Just as how the red tide surged into Constellia from underground, those rifts brought the red tide to other places as well. I wanted to bring that commandant back to the Inverhedro Tower, but instead saw an endless cycle of death. Damn. She finds herself unable to continue. After a long silence, the doll decides to cut out a piece of remaining punching-made tissue from her chest and tosses it to Lucia from a distance. You want me to see it for myself? You should be able to see some of it. Damn. Lucia silently gazes at the hetero creature tissue in her hand for a moment before finally crushing it in her palm. Oh, damn. The Phantom Tracer activates at its user's command, unveiling the memories stored within the tissue one by one. Oh, damn. Through Chaos's perspective in the memory data, Lucia sees Cradle trailing behind. Commander, we're almost at the exit. We can finally go back. It feels like we've been here forever. Yeah, once we're back, I'll make sure you get a few days of proper rest. At that moment, Lucia failed to notice Cradle lurking among the hetero creatures. Once you've recovered, she never even noticed when Cradle made her move. Commandant? Was she careless? No, that's impossible. Was it because Cradle used her familiarity with her own territory to prefer everything far too perfectly? Whatever the case, when Lucia turned around, there was no one behind her anymore. Commandant! Unlike Lucia who doubled back to search, Chaos spotted the traces left behind by the red butterflies. Okay. She realized that Cradle planned to use this irreversible separation as a chance to permanently eliminate the commandant, ensuring Vonnegut could never complete Chaos. Oh damn, alright. Though she disagreed with Vonnegut's plan, she didn't want the commandant to die here either. And so Chaos rushed forward in pursuit. Oh damn. Stepped into the chaotic, never-ending cycle of death. Okay. Oh, gameplay time!
怎么回事？都冲过来了！妈的，该死的红潮，该死的银河生物！
快醒醒，红潮要来了！
Oh damn, right into the fire, huh? Hey, let's go.
死里逃生。你先在这儿喘口气，我给空中花园通个信，说他们找了好久的指挥官就在这里。该死的，通讯又坏了。我想想办法。
Hi.
你好，我叫艾娜，你没事吧？
Ina?
怎么了？
She's alive, but in the correct timeline. Ina hid in a box during the Red Tide's attack in the conservation area and died of severe infection. Neither Lucia nor I could save her. Hi.
怎么了？
My terminal's broken. What's today's date?
5月3号，你失踪有1个多月了，空中花园那群人都快找疯了。
I've gone back in time?
啊？你在说什么？
Never mind that. What's the status of the Hetero Tower?
那，往前走一段路就能看见了，红的像一把插进地球里的刀。
Is this happening because the tower remained unchanged? What exactly went down here? Here.
还能发生什么？天上像是像烂柿子似的，一砸一个红潮坑。还好找到你了，灰崖小队能动起来，就还能救下一些人。
通讯还是修不好。
是啊，要不然直接去找空中花园的据点吧，就是路上有点危险。
Should I return to Babylonia or go back to the Hetero Tower to solve this problem?
接通了，西边的据点说可以过去。
好，我们走。这也太不对劲了吧！就像是专门冲我们来的。
要看正面，据点有人接应。
Oh, damn, okay.
有人来接我们了！
别过来，下面全是怪物！
什么？
空间出现了裂痕，
那些怪物都是从这里出来的。
Oh, shit, yo.
离我们的英雄远一点！
Oh, damn, yo. What happened just now? I remember I was... Where am I?
指挥官，你还好吗？有没有哪里不舒服？
Oh, Liv!
指挥官，
Yeah, wow, for real, Celestial. Oh, Lee! Okay, I'm alright. What date is it?
5月3日，你失踪已经有1个多月了，我们才找到你的信号。
I'm living through this same day again.
你在说什么？啊，对了，这是你的刀，我们在旁边的红潮里找到的。
Why do I have Lucia's sword with me?
你忘了吗？那座红色的一巨塔出现之后，露西亚就把她的刀送给了你防身。
Where's Lucia?
她在
Yeah,
另一个区
deja
域
vu
找
for
你，
real,
我已经
Celestial.
给她发过信息了，应该很快就能会合。我们走吧。
Katana. Alright, see it. Okay, base attack. Okay. Yeah, thrust. Press and holds. Da da da. Sting Thorbs, okay. Okay, yep, makes sense. Sword and spear, okay. Press an old dodge, press an old basic. Okay, ping orbs, okay. Well, okay then. Here we go.
小心，又是裂隙！
Oh, damn. Another one?
你忘了吗？这些裂隙随着一巨塔已经出现很久了，每次都会带来很多危险。
Okay. Damn, alright, okay. Sword, okay. Damn, this sword is sick. Okay. Damn, alright. Damn, okay. Damn, this is sick. Agreed, Celestial, it is. Oh, perfect block. Okay, that's sick. Yo, the perfect block. Okay.
Nothing serious. Focus.
I'm fine.
Oh, there we go. I was so confused on where the enemy was.
Nothing serious. Focus.
Yeah, for real, Celestial. Oh, the camera sensitivity, rotation sensitivity is all whack too.
Nothing serious. Focus.
Oh, rapid fire, let's
感觉附
go.
近很危险，小心！这些异核生
Oh,
物和
damn.
猎蜥都在跟随你，指挥官，快点逃跑！订书机就在前面。
Oh shit, Cradle, fuck. Oh god. Fuck.
我能感觉到他想这么做，那就让他代替你死一次吧。
Oh damn. Oh? Back here. What's up, Markin? Hurricane. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, thank you for the redeem, Tardogius. The hydrate redeem. Oh, chaos. Okay. I hope you enjoy your time here, Mahirkin. Or Mahir, yeah. That's fine. Okay, cool. Mahir. Alright. No problem. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Because we're currently playing Punishing Gray Raven at the moment. We're currently doing Lucia's story, actually. The main story chapter. But yeah, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. Here.
Mahirkin 222 just followed.
Ah, thank you so much for the follow, Mahir. Mahir. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. And welcome. I hope you enjoy me reading this. Yeah, Fuzzy. Yeah, guys, hype for real. But yeah, I hope you enjoy me reading this for the first time. But yeah. With that said, let's keep going. Birth of Planets. Alright. Interesting title, chapter name. As bodies disintegrate in the high concentration of punishing, a white light engulfs every living silhouette. I am on NA server, actually. I'm actually on NA server. I'm here. This marks the end of the information Lucia can process. However, your dream was not over yet. The vision continued to extend, and this dream remained invisible to all but the dreamer. Who are you? The eyes of the nightmare fall upon a woman in a white cloak, and she too became aware of the eyes. Oh? What the fuck? I see. You're still in the dream, unable to control where your eyes wander. Then let us watch this together. Yes, I am. Mahir. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah. For real, Fuzzy. Following her gaze, the eye witnessed countless corpses paving a long path ahead. Far from above, the city unfolded beneath. Countless threads raced through the streets, frantically carrying countless crimson fragments as they plunged into a bottomless pit of despair. The threads, bearing the essence of Earth's life and civilization, converged and weaved themselves into an expanding cocoon. This planet too is ready to hatch. Her words rang with familiarity, as if heard somewhere before. Alright. No miracles have happened here either. Oh yeah. She gazed at the pupa enclosed within the massive cocoon. I pulled both Lucia and Nanami. I pulled both Lucia and Nanami. Lucia pyroath and Nanami. Yeah. To be clear, yeah. Goes with the massive cocoon, okay. It was feeding on the corpses, utilizing threads and information within the within to reconstruct its form. As it grew, the world gradually lost its shape. Damn. Nice. Nice, Mahir. Nice. I'm glad you were able to pull them both. The consciousness drifted further away from the ground as it dissolved into nothingness, and a form became increasingly indistinct. Alright, damn. As gravity waned, all sorrows ascended, enveloping everything in a denial of liberation or peace event for any soul. Jesus, that's grim. The ground became unreachable below, while the sea of stars still hung overhead, beyond touch. No salvation, no miracles. Everything once alive would be converted to data, becoming part of the cocoon. Oh, looks like this isn't the true ending. A smile graced her lips as she pointed to the cracking cocoon. Someone has escaped. Its purpose is to harvest to eliminate incorrect civilizations and bring all their data back to the gate. Of course, what's correct or not defined is defined by its tests. Okay, fair enough, Mahir. Fair enough. Okay, that's depressing, huh? Oh, that's fair. Okay, fair. Defeating it earns the right to cross the gateway. Whether one can pass through it intact is another matter entirely. And I will say this. I wonder who this is. Fair. I'm glad that the story was able to evoke emotion, that kind of emotion in you here, because that really just reflects the markings of a good story, really, here. And yes, Celestial, I wonder, for real. I wonder. Yes, this is test. Once mastered, becomes a ticket, or to the Sea of Stars. People here call it the Chaos Contamination. Damn. If a miracle does occur, it will come to this planet. Let's meet again when that time comes. Damn. Opening eyes once more, that person returned to the Inverhetero Tower under Chaos's gaze. Oh, damn. Memories of reality and dreams blur into chaos under the influence of deaths and time rewind. Oh shit, yo. The human body felt as if crucified on a gallows known as May 3rd, being torn apart piece by piece. What exactly is the cycle of death I've experienced? A piercing rain tore through the human skull, merging with a splitting headache as the figure fought to steady the swaying body. Simulation? Reality? Dream? Reality. The reality that is constantly shifting and deteriorating within the collapsing Inverhetero Tower. Is Cradle behind all of this? Damn. Fair enough, Mahir. Yeah, the BGM is fair enough. It really does give off that sense of ominous, you know, the BGM really does give off the vibe of ominous vibes. And almost hopelessness as well. It's Agent Zero. Kratos' body and personality are, in fact, working against her. Her consciousness and sense of self are unstable, so she's deviating toward Agent Zero's persona. Chaos gives her a nod. Damn. What has Vonnegut been doing in the Inverhetero Tower all this time? The Hetero Tower's core can't let Agent Zero revert it to its original state. The core, the key? The human's gaze dropped to the hands, recalling something precious once held by them. With an activated invitation, you'll be able to enter and utilize the Inverhetero Tower. If necessary, it can also be used to destroy and retrieve the tower's core. Please note that destroying the tower's core will have severe consequences. It should only be used as a last resort. Damn. Where problems would arise if the Hetero Tower were to lose its core. Things uncontrollable. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, Mahir. He is. Both Agent Zero and the Key would lose control of this tower, releasing all the problems. The invert Hetero Tower would no longer invert anything it currently shields. The red tide, the rifts. Meanwhile, anyone could enter the tower with no guarantee of which time they might exit into when they leave. Oh, damn. Complete chaos. If everything fell apart like that, what was even the point of retrieving the core? Without the problems now, if this continues, Agent Zero will cause the same outcome as a core meltdown, or maybe something even worse. So that's why retrieving the core is the last resort. Damn. No, I'm not actually. Tuan HT Lane 97. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to chat. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the community. Hope you enjoy your stay here. But to answer your question, no, I do not plan on finishing it this stream. Yes, yes, I think I got that. I got that gist, Mahir. I'm pretty sure I know. But yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, Tuan, I do not plan on finishing it this stream. Because it is really long, and I don't really have time. And yeah, Fuzzy and Celestial, hype and cheer. I know, once this core is retrieved, humanity will gain a crucial bargaining chip. If we complete what remained unfinished during Dominic's attempt to melt down the core. You know about that? Yeah, yeah, fair, because I will be streaming again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. EST. We will be streaming again then to continue the story as well. Alright, no problem. But yeah, if you want to know... But yeah. And hopefully we'll finish it next stream. Hopefully. Hopefully. Depending on how far we get here today. Either next stream or the stream after that. Yeah, depressing. Yeah, fair. Fair here. Chaos appeared, someone taken aback, lowering her head in contemplation. Can you? I have faith in the current Science Council. I have trust in Asimov's abilities. It's just that I don't know how long it will take. And how many more lives will be claimed by the disaster that ensues. It's like Pandora's box. Reaching for that last flicker of hope necessitates enduring the catastrophe it unleashes. If that happens, all my nightmares will become reality. All 3 members of Grey Raven will leave me. Oh damn, yo, that's sad. In the end, I'll be left all alone. Just like that inevitable ending. Oh yo, that design is crazy. To sidestep this path, to avoid the weight of an impossible choice, only one safe option remained. Delay everything and keep both the Inver Hetero Tower and the core safe. Even if the tower's problems remained unresolved, the delay would buy time to search for a solution. Yeah, wow, for real, Celestial. Is there any way to stop Agent Zero from destroying the Inver Hetero Tower? Let me become Agent Zero. Definitely I will here. I know, I'm experienced in this thing. I know, I'm experienced in PGR story. I know. I'm very much accustomed to PGR story. I've been playing this game for a long time here. For a long, long time. So I know. She kept the rest to herself, not mentioning that it would require another sacrifice. If you give me the retrieved core, I can take over Agent Zero's authority. Even though my consciousness stability, I won't last long, just like Cradle. Is there any other choice? Damn. If we have more time to try things out, maybe there could be another way. Chaos. She quietly lifted her lifeless eyes, waiting for you to ask the next question, and yet she was only met with silence. Damn. But the human and the doll standing there here knew that this silence carried the weight of countless failures and an inescapable dead end. Through futile attempts and years of torment, the Hetero Tower acted as scissors, cutting down those who dared to tamper with time. Well, that's unfortunately here that you lost your account, Mir here. But yeah, I'm glad you're playing. You have another account, I assume. But yeah. Perhaps there's really no other way. This treacherous path led to an insurmountable cliff. Only sacrifice could carry them forward. Alright, Chaos. Calling out her name once more, you turned with a bitter smile to face this hetero creature. What does it feel like to be a hetero creature? The only answer to this question was an even longer silence. Damn. What a loaded question, man. Oh, damn. Just as Lucia suspected, you turned to the path of sacrifice for the very same reason. Damn. Well. Yeah, fair here, but at least you were able to get back on your feet, I hope. To prevent your sacrifice, every single step from here on must be calculated with utmost precision. Don't disappear without letting me know again. Oh, damn. She whispers this plea in a soft voice, even knowing she herself will soon break this very word. Next. Melting down the core may have long become inevitable. If I could bring the retrieved core back to our original era, maybe with everyone's help, there could still be a way. Then everything she has done for the world would not be in vain. But are they even safe anymore? During the endless cycle of massacre on May 3rd, the Commandant has already witnessed the deaths of Liv and Lee, something that has happened not even in the future, but in the past. Fair enough, Mir. As long as Agent Zero lives, she will ensure suffering follows you like a haunting shadow, never ceasing until the end. To deal with Agent Zero once for all, Chaos must take over her role. Alright. For an incomplete Chaos to become Agent Zero, the core must be destroyed first. It's almost a dead loop impossible to break. Oh, damn. Since entering Constellia, the only progress seems to be Cradle being held back by the fruit. She tightens her grip on the terminal that Vonnegut gave her, weighing her options. It will severely strain your frame. The first use won't be fatal, but repeated usage will eventually exceed your limits. How many times would it take to exceed her limits? Even if she asked Vonnegut, he wouldn't answer. Yeah, alright. Best to treat this one as a one-time chance. One misstep could spell her demise in the never-ending battle looming ahead. Well then. A plan gradually takes shape in her mind. Chaos. I remember you've always been in contact with Rose. It was the same when we first met you in Constellia. Are you trying to protect her? I'm glad you love Lucia here. Chaos gives her a nod. To keep her safe, you have to get her out of Constellia. I can do this. Not just for her, but for everyone trapped in Constellia. I can help them all return to the normal world. Alright. But I need your help with two things. First, open an exit in Constellia's force field to let them escape while holding back the red tide. Chaos nods earnestly. Second, once we're inside the Hetero Tower, can you help us return to the correct time like you're doing now? Nice. I'm glad they love Lucia Pyroath that much to have a triple S Pyroath here. Is it impossible? Or you can't just guarantee it? I can't guarantee it. The Inver Hetero Tower's deterioration runs deep, but I'll do what I can. Aw. Can you keep the time displacement within 1 month? 1 year. Oh, damn. If the Inver Hetero Tower's condition is no longer severe, 1 year. Time is running out. Agent Zero won't stop destroying the Inver Hetero Tower, and Lucia knows all too well that she has few options left. Damn. Vonnegut, I'll make use of your plan after all. She holds up the peculiarly shaped terminal, carefully inspecting the connection device with her frame scanning module before linking it to her frame. Oh, damn. The connection is swiftly established. Despite encountering intermittent disruptions in energy transfer, the affordable nature of trial and error ensures that the key soon reverts to its initial state. Beneath the newfound radiance, all the cracks appear concealed, and yet she wonders how long this fragile facade can uphold its guise. Oh damn, alright. That's Rate's command, and I'll use the method you taught me, toward death for the same goal. While Lucia murmurs to herself, chaos seems to sense a shift in the air. She watches Lucia complete the terminal setup step by step, a desire to speak tugging at her, yet she only bows her head eventually, words caught in her throat. Oh damn. What were you going to say? The doll, her head bowed, fixes her gaze on a spot in the distance ahead. Okay. Just spit it out. That core. Was it made from the egg that Lamia took? As a connected key activates within the Denver Hetero Tower bounds, time begins to flow once more. Yeah. For real, Fuzzy. For real. Just as everything is about to rewind to the beginning, Lucia knows something peculiar about the doll. I heard that hetero creatures capable of holding complete conversations all retain a relatively intact human consciousness within them. Whose consciousness is inside you? Yeah, the duck here. Lucia's question is met with a prolonged silence. This isn't meant to be an interrogation. Lucia harbors no desire to extract such trivial information. She accepts her chaos silence and begins counting down the remaining moments in her mind. Just as the countdown reaches 0, at the very moment before anything rewinds, the doll finally speaks in a voice weighed like lament. I forgot. All I remember is my name is Chaos. Oh, damn. Okay, then. Things are really starting to heat up, man. Man, things are getting real tense, dude. Yeah, that's how that one ends. But yeah, I am real curious too. Agreed, I am very curious as well, Celestial. But yeah. I think this next node, well, yeah, it is. Here. But yeah, I think after this next node, I think this next node will probably be the last story node that I read for today. So yeah. Well, that said, let's continue on. Yes, let's continue on until the sun rises. Let's go. The 76th time rewind and the third entry into Constellia. Alright, enjoy your sleep, Tartogius. And thank you for the hydrate redeem and the stretch redeem. Observation, alright. Back on New Year's Day, huh? And stretch as well. The soft light of dawn gently sweeps aside the veil of night of the city's periphery. Casting its gentle glow across the heavens, in silence, Constellia ushers in the new year. Oh, damn. You've been sleeping for 12 hours and still shows no signs of waking. Could this be the effect of the damaged key? Lucia's brow furrows as she fights to contain her growing anxiety. Once again, she reaches out to check your breathing, then takes the risk to feel the pulse. The normal vital signs ease her anxiety for a brief moment, but soon enough, her worry drives her to check them all over again. Something seems to have snapped within her mind like a broken string. Oh, damn. As the key depletes, that broken string tightens around her neck like a noose, threatening to snap her seemingly calm composure. If you hear If you as her commander never wake up, what purpose does anything serve? Damn. This solitary, helpless exploration has gone on for far too long, with the two of them constantly entangled in endless obstacles. Damn. Every time she closes her eyes, she sees those blood-stained paths as clear as day. She might be losing her grip on rationality, but she has to stay composed. Taking a deep breath through her simulated respiratory system, Lucia's mind drifts to the memory of standing in Grey Raven's lounge before their departure. Back then, Lee would always stand silently by the window. Anything troubling you, Lee? It's nothing, just a feeling I can't quite explain. About the end of her hetero tower? Yeah, fair enough here. I know the order. It feels like I forgot everything that happened in the tower because of a certain choice I made. If this is a decision that brings you back safely, then it isn't wrong. Brought me back safely. In this tower that has long since become the enemy's trap, every step forward is paved with death and blood. Damn. Feeling the coldness in those human fingertips, Lucia takes the hands into hers, hoping the warmth from her pyroath flame would seep into the human skin and chase away the chill of that long, cold nightmare. Such a small gesture is all she can do right now. And for that very reason, her heart grows heavier still. The strain from operating her frame weighs heavily upon her. Employing Vonnegut's terminal for time rewind has undeniably added to her load. There's only one shot. If she fails this time, the mounting strain will only further restrict her movements in future operations, limiting her ability to act freely. Commandant, is this all that's left for us? She absolutely cannot let the same mistake repeat itself. She can't bear to suffer such partings again, nor can she let you go through that pain once more. Her heart has long been riddled with scars, a patchwork of countless pieces torn apart and stitched back together. Yet when it comes to you and your shared dreams, she refuses to grow numb, to turn cold, to accept things as they are. Commandant. Whispers drift through the air, echoing in the silence. The half-closed door creaks as the girl carefully knocks on it. Lucia? Oh, Rose! Lucia looks up to see Rose standing there. Come on in. The girl tiptoes into the room and sits in the chair Lucia has pulled out for her. She steals a glance at the sleeping commandant, worry spreading across her face. Don't worry, the commandant is fine, just getting some rest. Lucia hears her own voice speak these words, both intended for others and a self-assurance whisper to herself. What's wrong? Yuko and her sister have gathered everyone here as you asked. Some didn't want to climb the stairs and stayed downstairs. The rest are waiting outside the infirmary. Alright, let's wait until the afternoon. We'll head out then, whether Commandant is awake or not. Well... Rose tilts her head up to look at Lucia, lost in thought for a moment. What's wrong? Yuko is outside the infirmary too, but she keeps her head down and won't talk to her sister. Why is that? Didn't she miss her sister a lot? Then why won't she speak now that they're together? Sometimes when you have a lot on your mind, you also have many concerns. It can be hard to figure out where to start. Does that happen to you too, Lucia? Lucia. Yes, I feel like that sometimes too. She nods firmly. Alright, I met Chaos in the garden downstairs. She gave me a force field device to set up below to protect those who didn't want to come up. Oh, damn. But she said if the device gets damaged, the force field will fail immediately. It won't last very long. You set it up yourself? Yeah, Chaos taught me how to do it. She said people would be scared if they saw her. Damn. You really do have a talent for this, Rose. As expected of a future Science Council member. Lucia keeps those last words to herself as the faces of Project Winter's victims stare back at her from her memories. Oh, damn. In the future, Rose is destined to give her life to Project Winter, leaving behind her only daughter, Rosa. And this bright, gentle child before her is fated to grow up and walk a path that only seems unknown, yet has already been charted for her. Damn. Words of guidance and advice catch in Lucia's throat. Before the unstoppable wheel of fate, all struggles seem so futile. After countless attempts to change the past, after enduring countless fruitless cycles, Lucia raises her increasingly heavier hand to tenderly pat Rose's head. Are you leaving Constellia? After you leave Constellia, be careful of those robots. They're dangerous. Have other places gone through similar things to Constellia? Yes, that's why you have to keep yourself safe. I will. The girl nods, a smile showing up on her face. Aw. I hope we can find Lethos. Lucia wants to say something, to tell her certain truths, to offer warnings, but the price of changing the path looms too ambiguous and burdensome for her to take such a gamble. Yeah, fair. Commandant! She suddenly tightens her grip on the hand in her palm. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, Commander, are you alright? Lucia immediately releases her grip, but unsure what to do with her hands now. She leaves them suspended awkwardly in the air. Oh, damn. Well, as consciousness slowly returns, you find your throat too hoarse to speak. The searing agony in your temples seems on the verge of cleaving your skull apart. Damn. Lucia. Lucia gently takes her cold hands in hers once more, her warmth chasing away the lingering chill of nightmares. Okay. What time is it? 8 a.m. on January 1st, 2161. The sun's already out. I slept for almost a day? Your brain slowly processes the signal from your body. Every sensation so dulled that time itself seems to stretch. Okay. You struggle to form words as something vicious trickles from your nose, oozing over your cracked lips. The metallic taste of blood spreads through your mouth. Damn. Oh boy, that ain't good. Lucia supports your chin with one hand while using the other to roll up a sterilized cotton ball and carefully insert it into your nostril to stop the bleeding. Okay. Alright, now tilt your head down. Liv said... Huh? As if suddenly remembering something, she immediately reaches out to pinch your nose. Okay. She said to hold it like this for a few minutes. Now lean back against the bed and rest for a while longer. Take it easy. I've already taken care of most things. We still have time. Sure. Oh damn, that's trippy. Another wave of headache strikes as those lingering nightmares creep in, flooding your vision with countless twisted, chaotic hallucinations. Water. Here. Are there any painkillers? Yes, I found some. Watching Lucian methodically administer first aid to the commander, Rose steps back to give them space. Her eyes dart between the construct and the commander before she quickly retreats behind the door. With a gentle smile and a wave to Lucia, she closes the infirmary door, leaving the two of them alone. Here you go. You swallow the painkiller she brought with water, the metallic taste of blood still lingering in her throat. After resting on the infirmary bed for a moment, the pain slowly begins to subside. Okay. Better now? I feel much better now. Turning your head, you finally notice that Lucia has been holding your hand this entire time. Is she worried about something? I'm alright. You gently brush your thumb over her hand that's holding yours, and Lucia's expression finally softens a little. Aw. I had a very long dream. I saw you, Vonnegut, and I remember things I've forgotten when we got to Constellia. Liv and Lee back then, Don't worry, you went through a time rewind after leaving the Inverhetero Tower. Lee and Liv should still be fine. Oh, damn. Phew. I saw Lee in my dream, too. I dreamt about what he went through in the Inverhetero Tower. Now I finally understand why he kept staring at the tower back then, looking so troubled. Maybe he already sensed the changes in the tower and wanted to come along with us. Even though he's forgotten what happened in the tower, I'll remember it for him. Oh, damn. Yeah, then let's go back soon. No one mentions the price of return. Nor speaks of their silently chosen death. Oh, damn. What's the status of the key? This is our last chance. A final chance that requires sacrificing her, just her alone. And just her alone. Oh, damn. She keeps the truth to herself, while you stirred by a faint premonition from your dreams, choose not to delve further with questions. Well, you must make it back this time, no matter the cost. And so she begins her report amidst the facade of peace. This time, there's no trace of the red tat at all. The streets are clean. I suspect Agent Zero. Let's just call it Cradle. The memories associated with that name might help disrupt her more. Alright, I suspect that Cradle is under stronger suppression this time than before. She no longer has the power to corrupt the streets. This is our chance. Okay. I want to rescue the people trapped here first. Especially since there are people we know here, like Chico and Rose. If we don't get them back to their own time, it could severely impact the future. Oh damn, indeed. Tell Lucia about the dream where Chico's gone. Both the purifying force and the Hetero Tower? Even though it was just a dream. Many of our dreams are already aligned with reality. Instead of brushing them off as just dreams, I think they're more like the influence of the Inverhetero Tower. Just as I once transmitted messages to my other self through the Inverhetero Tower, we had similar experiences. Back then, none of us understood what he was going through. I think this is also part of why Chaos is so concerned about Rose. Is she worried about how this might affect the future? Honestly, fair enough, Mihir. Fair. Fair, I understand why you like them. Mihir. Yep. We can't risk such drastic changes anymore. Besides, Rose and Chico are companions. Can't risk such drastic changes anymore. But isn't Vonnegut's force field that's keeping everyone trapped? I found Chaos. She agreed to help temporarily disable the force field. She agreed? Well, I guess it makes sense since Cradle can no longer cause catastrophic disasters. Temporarily opening an exit won't pose much risk. Commandant. Hearing this, Lucia's expression grows more solemn. What's wrong? Why do you trust a hetero creature so much? Disregarding that lengthy, torturous underwater nightmare, you choose to work with Chaos because this might be the path of least sacrifice. Fair. What would Lucia think if you knew you were prepared for your own sacrifice? Is it because you think this would cost the least sacrifice? Even unspoken, she has still noticed your intention. Let's go back together, okay? This is the first time telling a lie. I promise she knows she cannot keep. Oh, damn. Aw. Yeah, let's keep fighting until the very last moment. The very last moment. Grasping the implications hidden in those words, Lucia falls silent. What about you? How are you doing? Me, of course, I'm fine. Aw. That's definitely a lie. That is most definitely a lie. Her weariness and unease suddenly seeped through her facade, betraying her efforts to hide them. Pose the question once more. Are you really alright? And she would merely force a smile, insisting that everything is indeed fine. Oh, by the way, after coming here yesterday afternoon, I've addressed each of the issues you pointed out. Let's go over where we stand now. Yeah, far from fine, for real, Celestial. She always maintains this composed facade until problems are resolved, using her methodical nature to mask the wounds that lie beneath. Sure. Rose, the mercenaries and the staff are all fine. I mediated their conflicts for now and had them call back the people exploring the underground parking lot ahead of time. Just like when you convinced Mona, the staff supervisor last time, I managed to persuade her to give me the elevator access card. She accepted the access card and shows it to you. Alright. After that, I reached out to Chico, and together we convinced Yuko as well as Darcy and Barley, who were with her. They've gone to gather the employees hiding in other areas. They should be back by now. Alright. However, the conflicts weren't built in a day. My words alone won't resolve them. For now, we're just working together towards a common goal. As she speaks, Lucia's hand remains firmly clasped to yours. Is there anything else troubling you, Commandant? I'll get right on it. Have you been carrying me with you the whole time while doing all of this? Yes, I was worried Kratos might appear suddenly, so I kept holding you in the same position we used during flight tests. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, that must have made you uncomfortable, but after confirming Kratos' current capabilities, I've mostly been in an infirmary since late at night. I didn't last too. Ooh. Alright, pat Lucia's head. Lucia's caught off guard when her words are interrupted by a sudden gesture, but she quickly understands both the warmth you're conveying and the sorrow hidden within. Yeah. After experiencing 76 time rewinds in such helpless isolation, any comfort that words could offer has become hollow. In her overwhelming anxiety, she has grown accustomed to confirming her safety through physical touch, and in turn, you've learned to mend her scarred heart the same way. Aww. I'm sorry for making you bear so much for so long. If you really want to apologize, then come back with me. Otherwise, I'll never forgive you. Aww. The winter wind seeps through the half-open window of the infirmary, bringing it with a bone-chilling cold. She pulls the blanket over, inching nearer. In the distance, the clamor of crowds echoes in your ears. People arguing about recent conflicts and plans after departure, their voices tinged with joy or sorrow. In this firm embrace, the two of you share the silence here, one prepared for sacrifice, the other knowing death was certain from the very beginning. And neither speaks of it. You exchange silent glances, offering solace through shared embrace, as though striving to etch every word spoken onto each other's souls. Damn, alright. Her silent chest yearns for the beating of the human heart, while all the reluctance depart and desperate longing are swallowed down. This shouldn't be the end. Sure. Now, let's go over everything since we started, just in case my memory fails me again. Sure. Let's begin. My frame replacement was completed on March 30th, and we entered the Inverhetero Tower on October 3rd. Damn, alright. During this period, aside from regular test missions, we noticed that both the Red Tide and the Hetero Zone were spreading much faster than before. Their patterns of expansion had become unpredictable. According to the intelligence gathered inside the Inverhetero Tower, we speculated that the unpredictable surge of the Red Tide might be caused by the tower. Correct. On October 3rd, we entered the Inverhetero Tower to investigate. Our path was consistently hindered by hetero creatures, making both our investigation and attempts to alter the past rather difficult. Well, that's not great. Vonnegut acted in multiple times, attempting to merge you with chaos, and for that purpose, he made you die many times. Alright, that's a summary. At the mention of these still fresh wounds, Lucia's voice begins to tremble. All of it was to ensure chaos has sufficient consciousness stability to take over Agent Zero's authority, and to suppress Agent Zero's original will. Oh, damn. Yeah, fair. At that time, none of us realized the truth, nor were we in any state to listen to Vonnegut's explanations. We tried to return to our original era, but the collapse of the Inver Hetero Tower and Cradle's sneak attack dragged me into the past instead. Alright. Which was 1 month after that April Fool's Day. Damn, alright. Lucian nods. Damn, one day after April Fool's? Damn, that sucks. After returning, you seemed convinced that merging with Chaos was the only solution. You stopped from fighting both Vonnegut and Cradle in the Inver Hetero Tower, and instead had me assist Vonnegut in dealing with Cradle. Yeah, he definitely did make us do that over and over and over for real. Celestial, for real. But Vonnegut was worried about Cradle being killed at that point. That's because Chaos wasn't ready yet to take over Agent Zero's authority. Damn. To buy time and extract himself from the three-way conflict, Vonnegut used the Inver Hetero Tower's core and his key to expel us from the tower and cast us into this era. The collapse in the Inver Hetero Tower delayed us by 10 days. Cradle arrived earlier and had already made preparations in the city, setting some civilians to obstruct our way. The first time we came to the Hetero Tower, I was killed by Yuko, probably having been coerced by Cradle. Lucia lowers her gaze and slowly nods. After your death, Cradle hastily disengaged from her battle, as if she couldn't wait to get away. After that, the red tide began to recede, no longer flooding the entire city. Then I found out the existence of the fruit. What exactly is it? Chaos said it's a kind of hetero creature that looks like a heart. It seemed to be something Vonnegut created. For Cradle, it's more like mind fusion or maybe mind corruption. So you ate the fruit and used yourself as a bait to lure a Cradle, essentially. Poisoning her? Yeah, that's the best analogy, I guess. As far as results go, my gamble paid off. True. The second time, we convinced the people here and obtained the elevator access card. Her voice is now barely a whisper, as if drained of all strength. Damn. Even though things ended badly, we still managed to find a way in. And we confirmed that Cradle can indeed be restrained by the fruit. Again, my memories are clear. Things will work out for sure this time. Burying your weight on the bed's edge. You hoist yourself up into a sitting position, taking a deep breath to brace yourself for what lies ahead. It's time to put an end to all these messy time rewinds. Liv must be worried sick. And I kind of miss your cooking. Oh, bro, really? Nah, man, really? Why'd you say that? Whoa, bro, no. It was that bad. That's to miss Lucia's cooking. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Yeah, lol, for real, Celestial. Commandant? Despite her usual reluctance to yield, or perhaps stubborn pride, about her cooking skills, those words catch her off guard. She comes to your face in astonishment, carefully verifying your well-being. We only have half a bottle of nutrient solution left in our supply. Should I bring it to you? Bruh. Yeah, for real, Celestial. For real. I'm fine. I just really want to go home. Back to our usual life. Oh, wow. It's been far too long. If you were to add up all the time spent in these rewinds, it could amount to 5 or 6 years. No, perhaps even more. Time is elongated to such an extent that you no longer can and no longer wish to keep track. During these grueling explorations, your thoughts sometimes drift to Lee. Did he face the same obstacles when he entered the Inver Hetero Tower? Did Vonnegut and Agent Zero put up the same kind of resistance, or perhaps he faced entirely different challenges? Damn. Looking at Lucia again, you notice how her expression has grown more somber. The worries of your journey etched deep between her brows. When you first entered the Inver Hetero Tower, Lucia still smiled often, but now... Damn. When we return, those unaware of our experience may be astonished by your change. Why? Because your expression, your demeanor, they're different from when we first set out. The same goes for you, Commandant. She reaches up to touch the space between your brows. I suppose we can call it growth. That's quite a painful way to grow. You once mentioned that growth is always painful. Aw, stroke her hair. Aw. Your fingertips graze her heated skin, warmth seeping into your chilled palm. She tilts her head, gently nuzzling against your hand in response. Then, with a smile, she extends an invitation. Aw. Shall we go check on the others? We still have some time before heading out. Aw. Alright. No, I'm not. As I said, I just finished the last node for today. Because I just finished the cradle part. So this will be the end of me reading the story for today. And this will also be the end of the stream for today. So, yeah. I've really been enjoying this story so far, man. Really, just everything's been so great so far, man. I love it. This is so good. But, yeah. Overall, man, just great stuff. The music was great. Just the art has been great as well. And just, yeah, man. Just great stuff. I love it. But, yeah. A few announcements. I will be streaming a Get PGR again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. EST. And we'll be streaming PGR again and continuing the story. Yeah, agreed, Celestial. Agreed. And, yeah. Also, I have basically for the Q&A questions for the Q&A stuff video that I promised, I've probably closing that off, like, because I'm probably not accepting any more questions, I'll be honest, because I already filmed the video. So, yeah, the video has been filmed and all that stuff. And, yeah. If you want to know when I upload videos, if you also want to know when I upload videos to YouTube and stuff like that, be sure to join the Discord. And to know when I go live next, also be sure to join the Discord as well, because I do upload videos on YouTube as well. Perfect timing by Nightbot there. Thank you so much, Nightbot. But yeah, if you want to know when I upload stuff and all that, and yeah. Thank you for the channel points redeem me here. And the stretch. Thank you. But yeah. Also, a reminder that we have a big stream that'll be occurring on Saturday, which will be my VTuber debut. The debut for my new VTuber model. So yeah, at 3 p.m. EST. It's gonna be a fun time. Yep, big reveal. It'll be on Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. So be there or be square. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited, Celestial. But yeah, if you wanna be there and check it out, feel free. And yeah, thank you guys. I will be streaming again at 3 p.m. EST on Wednesday. So yeah, I do play other gacha games. Yes, here I'm currently playing Wuthering Waves as well, and also a little bit of Genshin as well. And maybe I'm also currently considering Honkai Star Rail, giving that a try. I also play a non-gacha game as well. I'm also currently playing another gacha game, yeah. Yeah, Gathering Wise for real, me here. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. The Q&A video has been recorded. I want to thank all of you who submitted questions. Yeah, HSR for real, Celestial. But yeah, the Q&A video has been recorded. I want to thank everyone who submitted questions for the Q&A video. I want to thank all of you for your questions. And yeah. I can't wait for you guys to see that video alongside when that airs alongside the VTuber debut. Once that airs, which will probably be during their debut stream. So yeah, but yeah, I think with all that said, all the announcements out of the way, yeah, I'm super nice. I'm super excited for you to see it as well. But yeah, again, join the Discord if you want to know when I go live on stream next and all that stuff. You can check and join the Discord. And if you want to, and also check out all my social media and you can do that by typing in the command in chat !socials or !Discord. And yeah, thank you guys so much. But yeah, I think this is where all the announcements end. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the stream. And also if you want to see more, be sure to drop a subscribe and a follow on the stream. And be also drop a comment to let me know what you thought of the stream down in the comments below. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember to stay humble, be kind to people. I'll see you guys later.